welcome. On behalf of the industry team and the Massachusetts Life Sciences Center staff, I thank you for your interest in our new offering, the Massachusetts Ramp Up Program, or as we call it, MassRamp. I am Tal Dinar, the Director of Industry Programs at the Center, and in this video I will help you understand what this program is all about and if it is a good fit for your company. Before we start, I encourage you to visit our website, masslifesciences.com, and under the Funding Programs tab, look for the MassRamp page. More information is available there for you, and I especially recommend reading the solicitation, sample application, and FAQ on the left side of the page. Answers to many of your questions can be found right there. And now, let's get started! The MassRamp program will fund grants between $75,000 and $300,000 to Massachusetts life science companies to supplement their Phase 1 SBIR or STTR federal awards. We anticipate that successful completion of the proposed project and reaching its specific goals will assist your company in attracting additional funding from other sources. Now, let's cover the basics. Program goals. We designed this program to continue supporting early-stage companies in their effort to research, develop, and eventually commercialize innovative solutions in the context of human health. We recognize that there is still a gap in funding environment of getting ideas off the ground, and we would like to take advantage of existing resources, in the case of this program, the federal grants, and leverage them to enable an access to additional funding. Threshold requirement. For this program, we set up a minimum threshold of receiving a recent Phase 1 SBIR or STTR grant or contract from a federal agency. Timeline. I'll mention a few key dates to remember. The last date to submit applications for the MassRamp program is Tuesday, March 28 at noon Eastern Time. To apply, you click a button in our website and fill out an online application hosted by a Smart Simple portal. We expect to announce awards in the end of June. While we talk about timeline, let me just answer a question that often gets raised. How long should our proposed project last? While the answer is varied from case to case and is a result of each company's unique needs, we anticipate that projects will typically last up to 2 years. And now to the exciting topic of funding. Our board of directors authorized a total of $3 million for this round of the program. As already mentioned, grants will range from $75,000 to $300,000, but a typical grant will not exceed $200,000. This grant does not require matching from any other source, and the amount the company can ask does not have to match the funding received from the federal grant. To clarify, you can ask the MLSC for less or more than the level of federal funding depending on your company's specific needs. Disbursement of funds. Once selected and announced, you will receive 90% of the grant upon signing a grant agreement with the center, a sample of which is available on the program webpage. Additional 10% will be available to you upon completion of the project and submission of a final report. Let's find out if you are eligible to apply. Eligibility criteria. You have to be a company located and registered to do business in Massachusetts with at least one, but not more, than 30 full-time equivalent employees, the majority of whom based in Massachusetts. The company focus must be in the areas of biotechnology, pharma, medical devices, diagnostics, or bioinformatics. We've already mentioned the threshold requirement of recent Phase 1 SBIR STTR award, but here I would like to be more specific and define recent as after January 1st, 2015. Also, please note that if you've been awarded a Phase 2, either regular, direct, or fast-tracked for this project, you are no longer eligible for this program. SBIR STTR award from any federal agency will be accepted as long as the project itself focuses on human health and has an identified commercial product or service. The proposal to MLSC must be directly related to the federal award. Can you apply if your company has an active award from the center? So it depends. Yes, if it is an internship challenge or MassTag award, but if it is an app or map grant, for example, you first have to complete the project and submit a final report to the center before you can apply to MassRamp. In the case of accelerator program, you have to pay back your loan in total. Now, what happens if you've been awarded a few qualified Phase 1 grants? Can you submit multiple proposals, or do you have to choose only one of the projects? The answer is you are allowed to submit multiple applications based on different awarded projects, but the center will provide only one grant per awarded company. After checking eligibility, let's see if these program goals are aligned with your company's needs. In order to do that, I will describe 3 scenarios. If one of them applies to your company, it is probably a good fit. In this diagram, we demonstrate the relationship between the federal grant and the proposal to MLSC. If we look at scenario 1, within the scope of your awarded grant, there are activities that are, by definition, cannot be covered by the federal grant. One such critical activity is IP protection. If this is a case for your project, then the MassRamp program is a good fit for you. Scenario number 2. A federal grant is typically up to 150 or 225K and therefore not always sufficient to complete your project. In other cases, a project can last longer or require more resources than what you originally estimated in your SBIR proposal. MassRamp can provide supplement funding and bridge this gap for you. The third scenario described activities which are not included in the approved scope of the federal grant, but are still related to it, use the same technology, and are critical to achieving significant results. Moving on to talk about the evaluation criteria. Our Scientific Advisory Board, or as we call them, our SAB, will be assigned to review your proposal according to their experience and expertise. They will evaluate separately the awarded federal project and your proposal to MLSC. In the slide, you can see the criteria they will use in their evaluation. In case there are several projects with a similar ranking, the SAB will take into account the compelling factors to determine their final funding recommendations. Thank you for watching this video. Now, if you've determined that this program is right for your company, I invite you to check our website for more information and tips on how to fill out the application. We look forward to working with you.